Hello, I'm Simone, and in today's Minute Math lesson, we are adding and subtracting integers. Remember the song, Row, Row, Row Your Boat? Well, they made a song about adding and subtracting integers that help remembers the rules. So it goes like this. Same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. Take the sign of the larger number, then you'll be exact. So if you could remember that, then you should be able to get these problems right every time. And remember, it's the sign of the larger absolute value, not the larger number per se. So when you take the absolute value of both numbers, then whichever one is the highest absolute value, you choose the sign of that number, the original sign of that number. So let's get started. Adding and subtracting are ultimately the same thing. Adding, you have a plus sign. Subtraction, it's really ultimately adding as well, and I'll show you why in a second. So right here we have a regular addition problem. You consider it regular because it's two positive numbers. 6 plus 4, that's simply 10. However, when you look at 2, you've got a -5 and a -7. These two numbers are the same because they're both negative. So it's still going to be where you add and you keep the sign. The sign is negative, 5 plus 7 is 12. If you go back to number 1, 6 and 4 had the same positive sign, so you added them and kept it a positive 10. Now what happens when they're different? As soon as the signs are different, you have to think of it as a subtraction problem in a sense. So if I do 5 plus -4, it's the same as saying 5 minus 4, which gives me 1. Now you have to establish what sign will it have. Will it be positive or negative? Well, right here you have the absolute value of 5 is 5, and the absolute value of -4 is 4. So you're going to take the sign of the 5, which is positive, so it's a positive 1. Let's try number 4. I have different signs here, 1 plus a -4. So let's go ahead and subtract 4 minus 1. We get 3. The absolute value of -4 is 4. The absolute value of 1 is 1. So we have to take the sign of the greater absolute value, which is 4. So the sign is negative. -3 is your answer. Try 5 and 6 on your own. Now let's look at subtraction. Remember I said it's the same thing as addition? Well, ultimately, you're just keeping the first number. You change the second, you change the sign to addition, and you do the opposite of the second number. Let's take a look at number 7, a regular problem, 5 minus 4. We all know that's 1, but if you were to look at it from an integer standpoint, it is really saying 5 plus -4. We kept the 5, we changed the sign to positive, and the positive 4 became a -4. If we were to treat this like the rules for addition, we do 5 minus 4, and actually, honestly, it's just like number 3. Same concept. Let's look at number 8. We're going to keep that -2. We're going to change that sign to a positive, and then positive 7 now becomes -7. Let's go back to what we know about addition. When the signs are the same, you add and you keep the sign. So 2 plus 7 is 9. The sign is negative, so we keep it -9. See how it's just like addition? Let's try number 9. -6 minus 5. That's saying -6 plus a -5. Now I have two numbers that I'm adding and the signs are the same. So that's going to be -11. Let's look at number 10. We've got 3 minus 5. Now you might want to be tempted to say that it's 2, but that's not the case. You've got 3 plus a -5. These signs are different, so I'm really doing 5 minus 3, which is 2. The greater absolute value is 5, so 5 has a negative, so my answer is -2. Go ahead and try 11 and 12 on your own. The answers to 5, 6, 11, and 12, I'll go ahead and write those in now. This should have been -3. This one is 2. This one should have added a positive 7, so that would make it a negative 1. In this one, you are adding a positive 7 as well, which makes it 13. And that's it for your Minute Math video. Thanks for watching.